Welcome to the Wally Show, precast, podcast, postcast, every kind of cast that you could ever cast, and we're going to do it right now. It's almost like a scene from The Music Man. Yeah. There's trouble in River City, and that starts with B, and that rhymes with T, and that stands for pool. No?
What starts with B?
No, none of that, actually.
Okay.
Not a great spelling.
I know what you're referencing. The letters just didn't seem to line up.
There's trouble in River City, and that starts with T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool, because there was a problem in the pool hall.
Right.
Kids playing in the pool hall. Yeah, I know way too many musicals. But you know that one, though, too.
I do. I ran sound for that at my college, so I saw it about 40 times, and so... Yeah.
Ooh, in a college production. Yikes.
It was very good. It was very good.
Fantastic. All right. Well, enough about musicals. We got to man this thing up. Do you got anything on sports, Becca, that we need to talk about today?
I actually don't. Was they supposed to?
No, I didn't know if there was just anything sports related or not.
Sports are still a thing.
Sports. Okay. What else you got that we can discuss that we would have talked about on the show had we had one?
Well, of course, with being an election year, there's always some political news to get to. Last night, or yesterday, I guess, was another big election day. It was Super Tuesday Part 2 for a few states. Donald Trump, still the train that people can't stop.
Goodness.
And Bernie Sanders actually had a decent day. Hillary Clinton still won an important one.
Hillary's old and tired.
Mississippi and took home the most delegates, but Bernie Sanders is hanging in there. So
the kids love me. Have you heard what they say? Have you heard what the kids are saying about me?
This is the only reason we bring up politics.
Feel
only reason.
The burn. Do you get it? Feel the burn. It's like a workout reference that kind of works my name in there. Feel it. I'm feeling the burn right now.
For the still wheezing. Okay. For the Republicans, though, Ted Cruz was accused of some more dirty tricks.
Was he really?
Yeah.
He just seems slimy to me.
Yeah,
doesn't he?
He does.
And this time he's saying this is not him, it's someone in his camp.
You cannot do that.
No, I know. But basically, an email went out to voters in Hawaii basically saying that Rubio's people were encouraging him to drop out and that it was going to be a waste to vote for Rubio.
That's the same trick they did in Iowa.
Yeah, what in the
Carson.
world?
Ben Carson.
So you haven't learned anything, and it's still happening on your watch. If you can't control your campaign, I do not trust you to control the country. How about that? There you go. He just seems like a crazy, bitter, slimy person to me. Now that's just my surface opinion of him. I haven't done research on him, so I don't know politics about him or anything like that. But every time I see him speak, I go shower.
Well, you just really like to shower.
It's a subliminal cue.
Yes.
Wow, if he becomes president, you are going to be one clean person.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So I'm still liking Rubio. Is Kasich still in this thing?
Yeah, Kasich and Rubio still have Kasich is from Ohio, Rubio is from Florida. Those are still coming up. They're winner take all. If they win those, it'll be interesting because it'll almost be impossible for Trump to get the number of delegates required for an all-out victory before the convention.
Oh, really?
And so if that happens, then it's going to be a really, really interesting convention in Cleveland.
Would it be better though if one of those guys were to bow out to then just because then that's a lot of votes that are being split between them and would go right to the other one. Like if one of them were to bow out now or was encouraged to do so by the party, would that not help
if you
the
add
party
Rubio
avoid
and Kasich
Trump?
together, that's not enough right now anyway.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
That guy, how does he do this?
That guy.
How is Trump doing this? I am perplexed.
And remember, if they both drop out, then it's Trump and Cruz, and I don't think you're excited about either of those. So.
I'm not excited.
By the showers.
Yeah.
If it's Trump and Cruz, that would be horrible in my opinion.
They're in the lead by a good measure.
At that point, I'm marrying Miley Cyrus, and we're going to Canada. Did you hear about that?
Miley get pulled into this?
Did you hear about that?
No.
She said if Trump wins, she's doing something and moving to Canada.
I thought...
I'll vote for Trump.
I know someone on The View said that.
Miley did too, yeah.
Miley did too?
Yeah, not to be
Okay.
outdone. Miley did made the same thing. She made some other quote as part of that. It was something and moving to Canada, to which I'm like, I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah.
No, I don't fully understand this, but the way... I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, but if Trump
he will.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
That's a given. That's one thing you never have to say with Zach is, correct me if I'm wrong.
Redundant.
Fair point. But if Trump is not the runaway winner, if things are kind of more evenly spread, isn't it then down to a vote at the convention?
I believe so. I don't understand how all that stuff works,
Okay.
but there's delegates, there's super delegates,
Yeah.
there's brokered this, that. I don't understand how it works, but I think everything is up in play then at that point if he doesn't hit the magic number to be an outright majority.
As I understand it, You go and you vote for the primaries, and then your delegates then would want to honor what you do. But basically, what happens in this is that the convention will put forth whoever they want to put forth. No matter what you do.
They'll go, you voted for candidates. That's cute. Yeah. Here's who I like.
Exactly. Here's a super delegate. If you just had gotten a super delegate, you would have had this thing. They're going to put whoever they want up first. That's my opinion of it. I don't know if that's...
I mean, that really hasn't happened for a long time or ever. I don't know.
And if Trump is the runaway winner, can they really not honor that?
Oh, and he will go crazy about that.
He has to get 70% of the rest of the delegates to be the all-out candidate. And I don't know if that can happen if Rubio wins Florida, Kasich wins Ohio.
Because as I understood it, though, I thought that the delegate, the Republican convention still has say-so. He could win it's kind of like winning the popular vote versus the electoral vote in the regular election. He could win the delegates, but I think he could still, it could be set aside with the Republican Party goes, we're not supporting you. This is our guy, and he's host. I think that's how
because I don't think that the selection of the candidate is a constitutionally run thing.
Right.
I don't think that's a party thing, and so
because each one does it a smidge different.
Yeah, so they can really do whatever they want.
That's why I didn't vote.
You don't want to disenfranchise all of your if you're the Republican Party, you don't want all of your Republicans to feel like your voice didn't matter in the primaries, and then you don't go out and vote, and then you're not going to win anyway.
If Trump wins outright and then does not get the nomination, he still wins. Because he can be for the rest of his life go, I'm doing Bernie. I was huge. They could not stop me. But then they had to go against me, and I won. I could see.
And he can threaten to run as a third-party candidate.
Yeah.
And
there's still
the
value
amount
for
of
him.
mayhem and fantastic television in front of us is pretty remarkable.
Oh my goodness! I can't even see him and Hillary slugging it out would just be at that point. Where do you move? Because I don't want to live here under either one of those people.
It's so funny. I have some Democratic friends in Illinois, the two people that didn't even know each other that were both going out to vote for Kasich.
Really?
Because they just couldn't get behind the Democratic candidates, and they didn't want Trump to be an option. So
interesting.
On the other hand, they're seeing record numbers of Democrats defect from the Democratic Party to register as Republicans to vote for Trump.
That surprises me.
So you think that? Do you think? Maybe
is that a strategy?
I think so.
And then they can go back. They
because
can
then
re-register.
they have two Democrats against each other for the final election.
That is crazy.
All right. Well, moving on. Have you ever done this with Haley, where you promise her something really terrible, but then you take her to something really awesome?
Yes.
You kind of play that game with kids, so they have this awesome surprise. So this kid, there's this video going around with this kid. His parents told him they were going to a broccoli farm. So
sweet.
Doesn't sound fun. They
No.
ended up taking him to the circus, and they got a video to surprise him, and it went a little differently than they expected.
We're not at a broccoli farm.
Where are we?
We're at the circus.
Oh, I wanted to do some broccoli.
Wait, Max, there's elephants.
No, I want to.
You know who's coming?
Broccoli farm.
We'll find out where a broccoli farm is. We'll go there next time, okay?
I don't want to.
All right, come on.
Those parents are oh, come on, really? Really, you're crying about this? That is wicked funny. And as a parent, part of the thing, you go, all right, you ungrateful kid, we're going home. We're not going to the farm. We're not going to the circus. We're just going home.
Yeah, you'd think, what kid wants to go to a broccoli farm?
I think what it is with kids, though, when you tell them something and then somehow they work it up in their heads that this is what they're doing, they get excited about this, and any departure from that is devastating.
I'm 100% on the kid side here. You can't go lying to your kids all the time and then expect a good outcome.
Yeah, but you would think.
It's ridiculous. Stop lying to your kids.
The difference between a broccoli farm and a circus, if you have a normal kid?
Maybe he has a calcium deficiency.
Yeah.
Did you think about that?
Yes. I just love broccoli.
Coming from the lamest dad who's probably going to take Anna to a broccoli
And
farm.
she will
someday.
love it, and I will not lie to her about it. I won't say, hey, we're going to the circus, and then, oh, it's a broccoli farm.
That is just bizarre. I can't believe that kid was so upset by that.
I know. But speaking of healthy foods, do you remember when we talked about how Kraft had announced that they were changing the formula for their Kraft mac and cheese, and
Yes.
they're going to include more, less artificial preservatives and more natural
Has
ingredients?
that happened? Because I had Kraft macaroni and cheese last night, and it was delightful.
It is funny you say that.
Yes.
They announced that they changed things over in December, and so they have sold 50 million boxes of the new mac and cheese.
Really?
So they didn't label it as new or improved and
Right.
like no more artificial ingredients, and no one's
Since
complained.
December?
Since December.
I want to go back and look at my box that I had last night because there was nothing like it. If it's been changed, it tasted exactly the
But
same.
you've been sick all day today.
Oh, that's true.
Your body is.
Your
is-
body's rejecting the health.
I didn't even think about that.
There's nothing to preserve you now without those preservatives and additives.
Oh my
That's
goodness!
probably it.
And I'm not anywhere near my emergency stash of caramel to counteract it.
You were literally on crutches during the show this morning.
I don't have an antidote right now. Oh my goodness!
You
I
don't
wonder-
have gout. You have healthy mac and cheese.
I wonder if that's what poisoned me. Oh my
Probably
goodness!
not possible, but it's funny. The company's calling it the world's largest blind taste test, and they're actually going to be launching a marketing campaign based on the fact that nobody noticed.
I didn't feel right after that, and that could be it.
You know what I smell?
Huh?
Lawsuit.
I know.
No.
They deceived you.
They did, and made me sick.
You thought you were
baby.
getting all the needed, daily allowance of preservatives
Oh
and
my goodness.
artificial ingredients. And
Crazy.
Oh, my
You
goodness.
mentioned my foot because my foot is swollen up the size of a baseball mitt, and they can't figure out what's wrong. They kind of ruled out gout, and then they're just not sure. So I had to go to an orthopedist tomorrow to see what's happening. But last night my foot was in so much pain, like I couldn't sleep. It hurt. I can't. It's like somebody taking a hammer and hitting you on the toes repeatedly. Like
Ouch.
it just hurts, And so I come home. Have any of you ever had your neighbor examine your feet? Has anyone ever?
No.
Nope.
Okay, so my neighbor is like, "Hey man, I see you're limping. Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, my foot's all messed up." And he's like, "Well, you want me to take a look at it?"
is he the physical therapist?
No, he's a plumber.
Oh,
and
okay.
And so I'm like, I don't know. I guess maybe. I mean, I know you work with plumbing. I mean, maybe that's yes, he's a physical therapist.
Shove the snake down there and get some of the caramel
I'm
out.
not gonna let the plumber look at my feet, man. And so yeah, I'm like, dude, that's a little odd for you, I would think. And I'm like, I'm fine. He's like, no, I don't mind at all. So I'm like, all right. So we sat on his porch there on the front yard. This looks so white trash. Me out there with my shoe and sock off, and him feeling my foot, trying to figure out what's wrong with it. And he's like, it might be this thing's called a Morton's neuroma.
You have a neuroma?
I might. I don't know.
Oh my
What?
goodness.
I don't know, but it was so nice of him. Like we help each other carry furniture or do whatever. But it's the first time I've ever had a neighbor like hold my foot.
That's a concierge medicine service. Like that's high end.
And the other thing I'm finding a little strange is he didn't go put on gloves. I have work gloves like that I use that are like doctor gloves for like staining and stuff. And I like would have had him use those, and he didn't even do that. Like he like just grabbed my foot barehanded. I'm like, oh, dude, I felt bad for him inside of this thing. And
What if
even-
neuroma is contagious?
He's got it then. So
His hand is all swollen up.
yes. Oh man. So I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully, I know that they checked my blood for like the results for gout kind of thing, and it came back negative. I didn't even ask about like anything diabetes related. Because
I don't know that you have foot pain from that.
I don't know. The smoking gun in this is sugar, like to me. I'm wondering because that's what my life is made of, and so I'm curious if that has anything to do with it. So I'll find out. But
That would be shocking if eating sugar has a negative health consequence.
I know because it's so sweet and so delicious for my feet. Trick
do
or
have-
treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat.
Oh my god.
All
Or
right,
feel
Burger.
my feet in your neighborhood.
Yes.
And finally, there's a 7-year-old boy. It's incredible. You can really train a dog to do just about anything. And so this boy has type 1 diabetes. He has a monitor when he sleeps to make sure his blood sugar doesn't get too low. But he also has a dog who's trained to smell when his blood sugar drops.
Isn't that the weirdest thing that dogs can
I've heard
do
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's great because if you're sleeping and it drops, you could go into a coma.
Yeah, and that's the thing. His monitor didn't catch it, and so the dog the dog woke the mom up, like laid on top of the mom until she woke up. Mom goes and checks. The monitor still isn't saying that it's low enough, so she had to do a different kind of test, and it came back that it was dangerously low. And so thankfully they got it regulated, but the dog literally saved the boy's life.
That is unbelievable. Dogs are amazing. Like the things that like animals sense and know is really creepy. I just wish they could talk. Like it would make life so much easier if he'd made our dogs be able to talk to us. It
is amazing how many things that are able to be sensed that we can't sense, and it just makes you wonder, like, how much of this world are we missing?
I see dead people.
We have this listener, just saying, she has a guide dog because she has frequent seizures. But the crazy thing is, she got the dog before she started having seizures. She got the dog from a pound. And the first seizure she ever had, all of a sudden the dog starts acting bizarre and is like jumping up on her and trying to push her down on the couch. And like all of her friends are like, what's going on? And then she seizes, goes to the hospital.
Wow.
The doctor's like, was there anything weird before this seizure? And she's like, her friends are like, well, her dog was acting out. Apparently some dogs are just born with this ability. It's not, that's something I guess you can't train or you have to hone in on it. So now she has this
She didn't
guide
even
dog.
buy the dog
She didn't
for
buy
that
the guide
purpose?
dog. She got it from a shelter and then got it certified later when she started having seizures and the dog noticed it.
That is crazy.
bizarre?
That seems like a God thing to me.
Yeah, I've
you
heard
know?
of other dogs. There's a story a few years ago about a dog that could sniff out cell phones in prisons.
I always get weirded out like when I'm in the airport and they have the dogs walk up and down the line and they smell you basically as you're in line. And because I always travel with like Slim Jims somewhere near me, and I'm always afraid that the dog is going to like stop and be like, forget the sniffing for bombs. What's that, Slim Jims? And like then I'm going to just get tackled and put down on the ground. But it's like, it's a Slim Jim, I swear. But yeah, dogs are amazing. Cats don't do that kind of
No,
stuff
they
because
don't.
cats just don't care.
They're
Well, I
terrible.
love cats, but you don't see cats, doing that
Saving
kind of
lives.
stuff. Not very often. Saving their own, but no one else's. Okay, real quick before we get out of here, we have a little science here to do, Mr. Wizard. There was that story about Apple not wanting to break one of the phones of the terrorists involved in that shooting. And, people are upset about that and, say Apple should give up that information. And they're saying, well, if we do it for them, we've got to do it for you. And we don't want to get into those waters. But, Zach, you found that you can actually get into somebody's phone without being an FBI agent or an Apple employee.
I saw a video on Facebook showing how to do it, and it worked for my phone.
Did it really?
It did. So I really want to try someone else's phone to
Use
see if it
Becca's
works.
and let me see.
It doesn't break anything.
I don't know. Use Becca's because you guys are on that same side, and I want to see it
Let
work.
me break into your phone. Come on.
Come on, Burger. Okay, so now explain how you're doing this.
Well, I'm not going to give everything away.
Yes, first of all, she has a passcode on there.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
now what's the code for that?
I'm not going to tell you.
I just thought it'd be easier.
Just a second.
Okay, so
What time is it? Okay, so I hit that, and hit that, hit that. Like you go on through the clock thing, and then you type something where you can select it, and you don't have the share option.
Oh, did I break the system?
uh-oh.
Yeah. Or I wonder if they already patched it. Yeah, it doesn't show up on your phone.
Huh.
Try it on yours real quick and see if it shows up. There's a
Try it
share
on
option.
Wally's.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it worked on his.
What
so.
time is it? I
What
hate
time
Siri,
is
by the
it?
way.
It's party time of our life. Hey, shout out to High School
What
Musical.
time is it? Okay. Shh.
I wish his phone would go, it's hammer time.
I wish my phone would call me Master and Commander.
That was so embarrassing because I did not change my phone to that, and somebody else did, and all of a sudden we did a bit with our phones, and mine called me Master and Commander.
On mine, it is giving me the option here.
Is it really? So you can crack yours, but not hers?
Yeah, I just
You
got
just
in
cracked
without
yours.
a thing.
That is crazy. So you found that on YouTube?
Yeah.
All right, well,
Well,
look it up
Facebook.
on YouTube. Through Facebook?
Yeah.
All right, well, you can look it
No,
up.
don't look it up.
Why?
Because we don't need the world less secure.
It's a great skill.
What if the terrorists find out?
It's a great skill to be able to have. You kidding me? Where's Betty's phone?
With Betty.
I
By
need-
the way, we should mention, have you gotten any questions why Betty isn't here on podcast?
Not yet.
Because I miss her because it's 2 against 1, I feel, all the time. But she's busy making calls.
Yeah, because we're in pledge drive right now, and so she is responsible for editing all these people that call the station with their gifts and things. So she is working hard this week, and that's why she hasn't been here. But things go back to normal on Monday. We're excited about that because we will be out of pledge drive. And in the meantime, if you like this podcast and you love what happens with the show and you want to, kind of invest back in it, that would be cool too with a small donation to wayfm.com.